before we get started? Yes, we are. I see Naomi Howland Reading is right there on our Facebook screen. And we're just waiting for it to regenerate. There we go. And we're all there. So, hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Cantor Paul Bush from Temple Beth Israel. And today we have the honor and the privilege of welcoming author Naomi Howland to our TBI preschool Facebook page for a very special reading for Hanukkah. And to tell you more about Naomi and to welcome you, I'm going to turn it all over to the wonderful Deborah Pruitt, the director of our Temple Beth Israel preschool. So let me just push a button here and take it away, Deborah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live at TBI Preschool. We're really excited that you could join us. And Naomi Howland, the author and illustrator of this book, has been to TBI Preschool in the past, sharing her books with us. She offered to do it again this year. And lo and behold, thanks to technology, we can do it this way. So sitting behind me in our library are our children, everybody with their masks on. And we are so fortunate to have Naomi with us. Thank you. Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
Thank you. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Well, this is a book that I wrote called Latkes, Good to Eat, and I'm going to read it to you now. Sadie, right here, lived with her mama and brothers in a little village. The house was very cold, and they were always hungry. Sadie watched her brothers while Mama was away helping Aunt Rose with her new baby. This year, the first night of Hanukkah was the coldest night yet. Sadie asked her brothers to go out and get some firewood. That would keep them warm. It's too cold outside. Her brothers pushed one another towards the door. You can see that. They're pushing one another. Sadie sighed and said, I'll get the wood. Be good until I get home. Sadie spent an hour gathering firewood. When it was too dark and too cold, she turned to go home. All of a sudden, she heard a noise. Achoo! Oh my goodness. Sadie whirled around to see a shivering old woman. You look so cold. She noticed her thin coat. Oh, I am, dear, and I have no more firewood. The old woman blew on her hands to warm them. Please take this. And Sadie gave her all the wood and put it into the old woman's sack. You are very kind, said the old woman. Now I have a gift for you. The old woman handed her a shiny pan. When you are hungry tonight, put this on the stove and say these words. Latkes, good to eat. Cook me up a Hanukkah treat. When you are finished, say, a great miracle happened here. Thank you. Sadie stared at the new pan. These words are a secret. Only you may use this gift. And the old woman disappeared into the forest. Sadie ran home. Let's light our menorah. I have a surprise. And she's hiding the pan behind her back right there. What's the surprise? Her brothers wanted to know. Watch. Sadie put the pan onto the stove and whispered the magic words. Latkes, latkes, good to eat. Cook me up a Hanukkah treat. And right away, 5 golden latkes sizzled in the pan. How did you do that? The boys were amazed. It's a secret. Sadie plopped the latkes onto their plates. Immediately, the pan filled with more luscious, delicious latkes. Let us try, cried her brothers. No, Sadie flipped a latke. I am the only one who can use the pan. When their plates were heaped high, Sadie whispered, a great miracle happened here. And the frying pan stopped cooking just like that. Well, the children ate and ate until their bellies were full. The next night, after she and her brothers lit their menorah, Sadie whispered the magic words. This time, one of her brothers was listening. Each night, the children ate tasty latkes. On the 8th day of Hanukkah, Sadie put on her coat. I am going to find the old woman and invite her to share our dinner. Be good and don't touch the frying pan. The four boys nodded their heads. The minute Sadie left, the oldest boy said he knew the secret words. Can you believe it? We could eat just a few latkes. Sadie will never know. Then he put the pan on the stove and said, latkes, latkes, good to eat. Cook me up a Hanukkah treat. Yummy latkes filled the pan. It worked. When they were finished, he said, great, here a miracle happened. Is that the right thing to say? It is not. That was not right. We have enough latkes, the brothers said, but the pan kept cooking. And there it is. The boys ate faster, but the pan cooked faster. Soon the house was filled with latkes. Stop, pan, they shouted. Happy green miracles. They tried, but the pan kept cooking. Uh-oh. Latkes spilled out the door, and there is Sadie's tiny house. And you can see, if you look up close, there are latkes coming right out the door. The delicious aroma of latkes filled the village. And there everybody is looking up to smell. Oh, it smells so good. Meanwhile, Sadie had walked deep into the forest. Where could the old woman be? Just then she saw the old woman. But before Sadie could say the word, the old woman sniffed the air. Sadie breathed deeply too. Potatoes, onions, oil. Oh no! Sadie ran home with the old woman close behind her. When Sadie reached the village, her house was almost buried under a mountain of latkes. Look at that! Oh my goodness. Sadie climbed to the window and shouted, a great miracle happened here. And the frying pan stopped cooking just like that. Her brothers promised to never touch the frying pan again. What will we do with all of these latkes? The villagers wondered. We could eat them. It was Mama home from helping Aunt Rose, and there she is. Sadie is hugging her mommy. Sadie hugged her mother. Let's have a Hanukkah party, and everyone is invited. The village had such a party that night. There was singing and dancing and dreidel playing, and there were plenty of hot golden latkes to eat. And no one in the village was ever hungry on Hanukkah again. So that is the story. Now, I wonder, Deborah and Cantor Paul, if I can show the children some of how I made this book. Would that be okay? I'm gonna, because I can't hear you, I'm just gonna go ahead. So I am an author and I am an illustrator. An author is the person who writes the words to a story. And when you're writing a story, that story is called a manuscript. And this is the manuscript for Latkes Good to Eat. And you can see it's just a bunch of papers. You know, not very, very interesting. When the manuscript is all done, then I make something that is called a book dummy. A dummy? A dummy? You're not supposed to call something a dummy, but that is what this is called. And this book dummy has all of the drawings inside. Let's see. Can you see that? And I paste the words in and go through the whole book like that. So there's the drawing. There's where the brothers were pushing one another and saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go get the firewood. They were not being very helpful. When I've finished the dummy and somebody says, yes, we want to publish that book, we want to make it into a real book, then I can do the paintings. And the paint that I use comes in a little tube. It looks like a tiny, tiny tube of toothpaste, doesn't it? This one is a kind of a red. It is called Opera Pink. Pretty fancy name. And I squeeze it out like that, right there. And then I usually use very thin brushes. You can see how thin they are. And I mix it with water. I have a little water over here. And then I can mix that color. So there's the color. And I can mix it up with other colors. And it sort of changes. And that's how I use the paint. Oh, this is sort of cool. Here, I've just washed my brush. That's the color of the water now. Isn't that cool? It's really a pretty color. And this is one of the paintings from the book. And this painting was so much work. I'm gonna show you the whole thing, because I had to paint every one of those latkes. It took forever. And Oh, it took just days and days and days of painting all those hundreds and hundreds of latkes. And the Hanukkah menorah that Sadie and her brothers have is one that looks like this. And this was my grandma's menorah. And I have it now. And then this is one of the coolest things. When I was working on this book, I made a little model. It's like a playhouse, really, of Sadie's house. And I made little models of Sadie. Here's Sadie. Here's her oldest brother, Herschel. So each one of them I could put in here. And whoops, oh, Herschel doesn't want to stand up this morning. I don't know why. And I could see how things would look in the room when I was doing my drawings. And I even found like a little toy frying pan. And I found this very useful when I was doing drawings of the frying pan, because I could turn it this way and that way, all different ways when I was drawing. Now, I wonder if Deborah or Cantor Paul, if you have any questions you'd like to, oh, I know, I have one other thing to tell you. I don't know in your class if anyone is 4 years old, but this year, the 4-year-olds who get PJ Library books got Latkes Good to Eat. And this is the PJ Library book that they got this year. They got it in November. And here it is. Now, I wonder if Cantor Paul, you or Deborah have any questions you'd like to ask me?
Naomi, thank you so much. It's just as much fun to hear and see about the background of creating a book as it is to see the book. How long did it take you to create this one book?
Well, it took quite a while. Once the book was accepted by a publisher, it took me probably about 9 months to do the paintings. My paintings are quite detailed, and it takes a long time. And using these little brushes, it really slows things up, but it gives me the kind of control that I need when I'm working.
Naomi, I was wondering, in terms of the feedback or the comments you get from other children, what do they say is their favorite part of the book?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think that a lot of the kids identify with the brothers being a little naughty. We would all like to have a magic pan that cooks up something delicious. I would too. When I was a little girl, a long time ago, one of my most favorite stories was about a porridge pot that overflowed and filled all the streets of a village, and everyone had to eat their way home. And I used that idea to make this book. And maybe some of you know Stregonona and Big Anthony, who uses Stregonona's pot and makes too much spaghetti. Well, that story by Tommy DePaolo also is based on the porridge story, where there's too much porridge. Does everyone know that porridge really means oatmeal? So it was too much oatmeal. So
Very cool. I wonder if the song "On Top of Spaghetti," all covered with cheese. I think of a big pile of spaghetti and big meat.
I tried writing a story, a Jewish story based on that song, and my editor at the time, she didn't care for it. We call that rejection.
Well, you know what they say about rejection, it only makes us stronger, and we can
I'm a
only
strong person.
learn from our mistakes. Our successes we enjoy, but we really learn from the things that don't work out as we plan.
Right, right.
Deborah, any
Yeah.
closing words for Naomi or our children?
We've loved having you visit us, and we will continue to enjoy having you visit us. Thank you very, very much, everybody.
Thank you, Deborah. And to all of you and to all of you children, I'm very impressed that everyone is wearing their masks. That is really nice to see. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm at home. This is the room where I work. This is my studio. And so nobody else is in here, just me.
Well, wonderful. Everyone stay safe. Have a happy Hanukkah and a wonderful new secular new year starting in just a few days. And,
Yes. And
we look forward to having you join us again and share another one of your wonderful stories very soon.
I will be
Thank you.
glad to do that. And I hope that everyone has some yummy latkes to eat. If not tonight, then in the next couple of days. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Naomi.
Bye,
Thank
Paul.
you so much to all of our viewers, all of our visitors, and we love to have you here on TBI Pomona's preschool page. I do plan to be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. for some special Hanukkah music, and I'm on most Tuesdays, although probably not the following Tuesday, at 11 a.m. to sing with you, and we look forward to adding more programming to our TBI Preschool Facebook page in the near future. And once again, thank you again for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.